Up front, TikTok has been taking down or muting a lot of our videos within minutes of them being posted. If you're seeing this video and it's muted, you can also find it on our YouTube and Facebook.
What in the motherfuck is up, fam of Liberty and everyone else who's watching this video who's not following our channel for some goddamn reason? It's your new best friend Big Sarge, the artist formerly known as Admin Tim, founder of the Sons of Liberty. If you're new to this channel, then let me go ahead and get this out of the way. Fuck Donald Trump, fuck Elon Musk, fuck GOP politicians, and fuck the billionaire bourgeoisie class. This channel and its comment sections are not a safe space for bootlicking simps for a Wish.com fascist oligarch, a failed insurrectionist, convicted felon, and wannabe authoritarian tyrant. Now you know where I stand on things, so if you're still here and you're not furiously jackhammering your dick beaters into my comments like a triggered snowflake Kool-Aid drinking cultist, then maybe consider following the channel after you watch this video. Up front, I'm going to be live streaming tonight with some Fam of Liberty members from our Discord server, if I can get everything lined up. I know it's last minute, but I wanted to have some of our fam get in front of you and talk about what the growing resistance movement means to them. Also up front, Amazon took down a bunch of Deny, Depose, Defend shirts, but the Sons of Liberty merch store has one up, so you better get yours before the nanny state comes in and takes it down. On that note, I've been advised that Etsy is having a last chance sale today. Enter the code LASTCHANCE24 for $5 off of orders $30 or more. Yes, shameless self-promotion. I don't make the rules. Also up front, I'm about to say a whole bunch of shit that's going to make people die mad about it. So, hashtag not sorry in advance. Fix bayonets! Today's top story is the apprehension of Luigi Mangione, the alleged shooter in the Brian Thompson shooting. If you've been living under a rock, then less than a week ago, the obscenely wealthy CEO of health insurance death panel, United Healthcare, the largest and richest health insurance death panel on the planet, was shot to death in Midtown Manhattan about 6:45 in the morning as he was walking from his hotel to attend a board meeting. That board meeting, by the way, continued without him. Dude's corpse was still cooling on the sidewalk and the death panel still conducted its meeting. Anyway, the suspect fled and made it extremely difficult for police to track him down. An employee at a local McDonald's was apparently alerted by an elderly patron. Not sure about the specific details, but the employee contacted the police. Now, I posted a breaking news update yesterday when the story broke and worked it into yesterday's video. And somehow, y'all saw the words or heard the words elderly patron and immediately started shitting on boomers. Guys, what the fuck? Y'all need to be better. Every generation has shitlords, but goddamn, y'all give boomers an even worse time of it. I don't need to say not all boomers, just like I never needed to say not all millennials when a decade ago it was trendy to shit on millennials. Knock it the fuck off. And don't forget that a lot of boomers spearheaded left-wing activism in the 60s and 70s, so I feel like maybe show some respect. And if that makes you mad, I'm Generation X, baby. I will fucking cut you and not give a shit. That's hyperbole. Maybe. Anyway, prior to Mangione's apprehension, a lot of theories popped up about the identity and possible motives of the shooter, including like professional hits. Fuck, really? No. Luigi Mangione's face appears to be a match. In this country, though, we swear up and down that a person is innocent until proven guilty. The court of public opinion seems to insist that Mangione is definitely the shooter, and the court of public opinion also, until more details became known, insists that Mangione was a folk hero akin to Robin Hood. And look, I get it. O.J. Simpson tore across Los Angeles in a white Bronco, and that was a sure sign of his guilt, right? Luigi's facial structure looks like a match, and he was busted with a manifesto, fake IDs, a gun, and a suppressor. By the way, stop calling it a silencer, Jesus. So on the surface of things, yeah, I know what it looks like, but you don't get to run around claiming to be a champion of justice or the maximum innocent before proven guilty and then turn around and go back on that just because the facts are overwhelming. O.J. Simpson was found not guilty, remember? The mainstream media, aka the Fourth Estate, it's all owned by rich people who are pretty conservative, and they're starting to go into overtime to spin about how the suspect was a right-wing fringe lunatic so that they can try to break liberals and progressives out of their pitchforks and torches mentality. Don't fucking fall for it, even if it's true. Who the fuck cares? In the face of emerging facts about Mangione's life and potential motivations, suddenly people are backing away from lauding him. His Twitter follows contain a few right-wing fringe lunatics and peddlers of bunk and or conspiracy theories, but I repeat myself. He wrote a glowing review of the Unabomber in his book. He comes from a wealthy family. He was high school valedictorian. He was an Ivy League tech graduate. All of these are things that would cause a lot of people to suddenly sour on their folk hero because the left will eat its own almost as fast as they'll shit all over conservatives. Where I come from, we have a saying, that's dog week, son. As an example of what I'm talking about, here's some ideological gatekeeping purity test bullshit that I saw in a left-leaning Facebook group from a dude who deserves the last name Newman. Yes, that's a Seinfeld reference. This clown asserted that Mangione is a right-wing chud and that Mangione isn't worth lauding because he's a tech bro from a wealthy family whose cousin was a Republican politician and that Mangione was from the bourgeoisie class. That reeks of hypocrisy. This guy's motivations didn't suddenly become impure just because of his background. His actions aren't invalidated just because his family might be well off. This guy could very well have become radicalized just like many of you, and certainly I can relate to that. The moment I became radicalized was when the Tea Party spearheaded the Republican Party's vetoing of legislation that was designed to help veterans suffering from PTSD. This was 2007, 2008, and I was in a really dark place emotionally, mentally, and physically. So too is Mangione, even if he's not the shooter. He suffers debilitating back pain, and brother, let me tell you, my lower back has been fucked up for over 20 years, so I get it. And he recently underwent surgery, which apparently may be further cause of his radicalization, which we'll talk about later. And how do we know this guy didn't disavow his wealthy conservative family? Maybe he cut them off. Maybe they cut him off. Y'all out here rushing to judge him because of his background, but I know a fuck ton of you are big fans of Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, and yeah, whilst Tony Stark is a fictional character, I'm just baffled at the wheels falling off of your ideological wagon. And his family reportedly owned nursing homes. Did you know that UHC is buying up all the family-owned businesses and driving down the quality of care, driving up the costs, and putting others out of business? I think that gives Mangione a little more of a unique perspective into the healthcare business, to say nothing of the pain that he and his mother have been suffering and being denied care by UHC. Despite the apparent privilege the alleged shooter came from, I feel very strongly that he couldn't manage his pain in a way to find relief and couldn't stand watching his mother suffer, and targeted the person that he saw as benefiting most from his personal oppressive experience, an obscenely rich CEO of the world's most powerful healthcare insurance company. If the industry is operating in such a way that the rich and affluent are profiting from denying care to the suffering, then clearly it's inevitable that those with the ability to act will do so under the impression that it will engage change. That is fucking activism. And I swear to God, I read this dude's manifesto and I fucking broke down crying. This guy's pain and his mother's pain, I identify with that. That could be me. That could be you. You can put yourself in his shoes or his mother's shoes, and I'm sure every single person watching this video has some sort of experience or knows somebody who's suffered that much. That's where we are as a society. We deserve better, and so did Mangione and his mother. No one deserves to feel expendable, disregarded, ignored, and that's what the American healthcare industry does to us. It chews us up, it spits us out, and then normalizes the rest of our culture and society looking at us as a burden. And the fucking fourth estate, which is run by, you guessed it, more rich people, is complicit in trying to drive a wedge between the classes in a class war, because clearly suffering isn't partisan. We're talking about a single fucking issue, and that the healthcare insurance industry, which most people agree is a farce, has been foisted upon us. We're talking about universal healthcare provided for and protected by the US government, which polling indicates is also something that most people agree upon. When conservatives and liberals agree on a thing, and it's 60-some% and rising on two issues, hell yeah, I'm streetwise to a bunch of bootlicking motherfuckers simping for rich oligarchs trying to divide us. So no, I don't care about all the people dissecting the shooter's online presence or his background, because I don't care. I just don't fucking care. It doesn't matter to me. What I care about is people coming together and demanding change. And if we don't get the changes that we demand, then we take further action. I think what's more important than his background is the question of what it was that radicalized him. How did he get to this point? The dude posted x-rays of his back surgery. He read multiple books about chronic back pain. It seems pretty clear to me he was radicalized by pain. We also have his manifesto, and I'm linking it in the YouTube video description, and it'll be on our Facebook and BlueSky. It's clear that Mangione's mother was being treated badly by the healthcare insurance industry. His mother's suffering, his mother's agony, and the jackals holding all the power is what radicalized him. So I don't fucking care at all about the ultra-woke American left out there, liberals and progressives and leftists, who are gatekeeping whether or not Mangione's alleged actions are worth continuing to laud. I don't get down with that level of purity test bullshit, and I don't get down with that rankness of hypocrisy. Since we're on the subject of radicalized people turning to violence, let's put this in perspective using terrorism as an example. I hate to break it to you, but terrorists generally aren't poor people. Poor people are too busy working hard just to put a roof over their heads and food in their belly and taking care of their families if they have them. Devoting yourself to an ideological cause and traveling, undergoing training, and still taking care of business requires free time and it requires currency. So a lot of terrorists are from middle class and upper class backgrounds. As an example, Bin Laden was pretty goddamn rich and was from a family tied to nobility. Dude was a fucking prince, I think. My point is, it really doesn't matter what the subject's background is. Who gives a shit? This guy could have been Bill Gates' son. He still got mad as fuck at the healthcare insurance industry and decided to do something about it, and wouldn't change the fact that we all felt a sense of pride and vindication, and a lot of people across an entire political spectrum started coming together, at least on this one single issue. A lot of people suddenly woke the fuck up as to what's going on in this country. And not to put too fine a point on it, but dude took action, while a lot of people are just content to just snipe in the comment section or share memes on social media. And a large portion of those same people don't do anything more than that. I'm not saying it, that you need to go out there and start making oligarchs afraid again. Be a lot cooler if you did. But the amount of people that are just sitting around and all they're doing is shit posting, resharing, it's disheartening. So stand the fuck up. Take some fucking action. Do something meaningful. Contact your elected representatives and demand a change. This class war isn't going to win itself. And if it takes the centrist son of a wealthy conservative family to galvanize a nation into throwing off the shackles of oligarchy and making rich people and rich corporations pay their fair share, if that's what helps bring about universal health care for Americans, if that rebalances our society so that wealth inequality isn't so shockingly and overwhelmingly skewed, then I don't know about y'all, but I welcome this guy with open arms. There is room at my table for everyone who's down with the cause, but let's keep it real. You aren't going to make any more friends and accomplices by shitting on people who aren't as ideological pure as you. And in fact, it pisses a lot of people off, and chaotic good people like me would just as soon join forces with a Luigi Mangione over a gatekeeping lefty simply because I cannot fucking stand that bullshit at all. In the fame of liberty, I don't care what your background is, as long as you're an accomplice who has my back. I said it. I'm going to introduce you to the concept of one team, one fight. We're in this shit together. Eat the rich, not each other. Because the idea that vengeance against evil makes you just as bad as the evil that you're taking up arms against, I don't know, that just sounds an awful lot like something that the bad guys would make up and spread across pop culture just to make sure that we don't put their neck through a goddamn guillotine. If you're still with me and you haven't unfollowed because I just shit all over your belief system, then leave me something in the comments section about what it was and when it was that you became radicalized. Obligatory disclaimers. The resistance starts with us. And to that end, we've begun organizing local Sons of Liberty chapters by region. Please do not ask in the comments if we have a chapter in such and such state or such and such region. Get on Discord, because rule number 1 of Sons of Liberty Fight Club is that we don't talk about Sons of Liberty Fight Club. We're doing all of this on the Sons of Liberty Discord server specifically because social media oligarchs like Mark Zuckerberg and Apartheid Andy can't deplatform us there, nor can they mute or censor our content. On Discord, you can just hang out with the Sons of Liberty admin team and the fam of Liberty who have made it onto our server. It's not just a chat platform, though. We also have sections for gamers. We have sections for regions with helpful resources where you can learn about self-defense, home defense, talk about firearms, talk about martial arts. There's a section for veterans, learn about victory gardens, for fuck's sake. I do want to point out that our Discord can be ping heavy thanks to the webhooks that integrate our social media notifications, but you can disable those. If you need help with that, let us know. The link to Discord is in the Throatpunch at the end of this video, and also in the YouTube video description, and it's in the TikTok and YouTube channel descriptions. If you like the shirts or the hoodie that I wear in my videos, some of them, but not all of them, are available in the Sons of Liberty merch store, which is listed in the link tree in our TikTok and YouTube channel descriptions. On YouTube, it's also in the video description. New merch goes up all the time, and thank you to the small amount of artists who've contributed their own work to the cause. And yes, again, we have that last chance 24 code that Etsy is making me tell you about. Now, if you like our video content, then we'd appreciate it if you would follow us on all of the other socials that we have, whichever ones that you've got. The various socials that we have are listed in the Throatpunch at the end of our videos and in the link tree, which can be found on the channel description. on YouTube and TikTok. We'd also appreciate it if you'd subscribe, like, and get notifications on our channel. A little bit different process on TikTok, but if you're on TikTok, then you already know that. You can help us extend our reach by sharing our video content on all of your socials. You can help us beat the algorithm by leaving us at least 7 words in the comment section. Why 7 words, you might ask, Big Sarge? Well, that's because the algorithm has decided that 7 words is approximately the limit for your engagement to be considered as meaningful, and therefore it suggests our video and our channel to people who watch the same things that you watch. By the way, that works on most social media platforms, so please be cognizant of that on other places where you support your favorite content creators, like me. On that note, if you watch this video all the way to the end and you still can't think of a comment to say, even though I asked you to tell me when you became radicalized, then I made it to the end. Big Sarge is a suitable 8-word replacement for that's one suggestion. The other suggestion is to just tell me when you were radicalized. And if it was this video, then hey, fucking hey, that's great. Welcome to the fucking show, finally. 2 claps and a Rick. 1 team, 1 fight. Woo! Oh, by the way, what time is it?
And now it's time for the Throatpunch!
And since you can't follow instructions, here's a fucking knife hand for you. Mikey, holy shit, it's like you inhaled a whole goddamn bag of catnip. This clown asserted that Mangione is a right-wing... Mikey, fucking love you, bro, but god damn it, Mikey.